Welcome back to another episode of Ray's Ridiculous Random Ramblings. This one's going to be kind of short because you don't want to listen to my ramblings too long or you'll go crazy. Actually, this idea and thought's been ruminating in my head for several weeks, if not months. And the question is, what kind of fruit or vegetable are you? Are you a tomato? Are you a tomato? Are you an ear of corn? Are you some squash? Are you a pepper that will burn twice, going in and going out? What kind of fruit or vegetable are you? And actually, I'll blame my aunt because she posted some produce and things that they were doing with the produce, and it reminded me I still haven't done this yet. About what kind of fruit are you? What kind of vegetable are you? Um, and it's been interesting because I planted with the kids. I planted some tomato plants and squash and peppers. And tomatoes, spring up almost immediately, just a little bit of watering, and here they come. And the squash, it says it's a squash plant, but it has yellow petals every once in a while. So it's not really doing too well there. I think I'm failing that one. But then the peppers are it took forever, and I was like, there's nothing on this plant when we planted it. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And a month later, there was still nothing. But a couple of weeks ago, we had these little, cute little green pepper buds on them. And so I'm a pepper farmer right now. That's my claim to fame. We haven't collected them yet, but, they're the ones that are making it so far. But, so this has been ruminating in my head, bouncing around. What kind of fruit or vegetable are you? And the idea is, I'm going to keep it short, is everybody wants to be a fruit tree. You know, you produce fruit every year. Like clockwork, so to speak. And you know, but nobody, you don't, we don't see the work that goes into it, the years of growing the trees and making sure that you know there's no diseases or rot or insects or anything that's going to mess up the tree, in the years of watering it and making sure it doesn't get too watered, to make sure it doesn't get knocked down or run over or blah blah blah, all the years of it. Sometimes though, you know we're not a fruit tree. Sometimes we're that tomato plant or that pepper plant, and or we're ear of corn and stalks of corn, and you know so this is my little ruminations. So with fruit, vegetables, produce, where it's a seasonal thing. So Genesis chapter 40 talks about Joseph went through a season of bondage where he served in bondage, you know, but the goal of the plan was he was instrumental in helping the known world survive the famine that was coming. But he had a season that he had to serve before he got to the point where he was to be used by God. Exodus 13, I just saw this morning actually, talks about when the children of Israel come out of Egypt, that when God brought them out of Egypt, so they were taken out of that season of bondage, and they were traveling. That they could have went through the enemy camp, the enemy encampments, the enemy towns, and whatnot. But God said, no, we're not going to go through the camps, the towns, the enemies. We're going to go around, because God knew that for there's a season of bondage, but there's also a season of being built up, of growing. And hold on one second. Sorry, we had gummies last night, and leftover gummies. So the little monsters like gummies. But anyway, so God took His people around instead of through, because He knew that where they were at in their season, that they needed to go around obstacles rather than through. And so it was like, what produce am I? And yeah, what produce am I? And what season am I in? am I in season, or am I still gathering the nutrients and everything I need to produce and be fruitful? And even in Luke chapter 4, when Christ was in the wilderness and was coming out, it says Satan tempted him for a season. So I mean, we go through seasons in our walk in life, and our walk with God. And I'm wrapping it up. Don't worry. So the question becomes, what kind of produce are we, and what season of our life are we in? And Psalms chapter 1 says that we're like a tree planted by the rivers of water. We bring forth fruit in his season. And then John chapter 5 talks about John the Baptist was a burning and shining light for a season. And Acts chapter 1, when the Lord was asked when was the restoration going to happen? When was the restoration of Israel going to happen? It says it's not for us to know the seasons. So my question to you is, what are you? Are you an apple tree? Are you an orange tree? Are you a tomato plant? Are you a pepper? With that spicy capability of burning times two. Um, and what part of your walk with God and with yourself are you in? What season are you in? And so I'm wrapping it up. But it's amusing because 2 Timothy chapter 4 talks about in season, out of season, we have to be instant. We have to be constant. We have to be, we're reflections. It doesn't matter if we're ready or not. We're always going to be reflections of, what we profess. And so my little tidbit, pearl of wisdom, so to speak, that I'll leave with you is we need to live like we're going to be those trees. We're going to be, we're going to have seasons and seasons, years and years of, seasons where we will produce. But, if you go back, look at John the Baptist. Do you really think that he thought he was going to have such a short seasonal aspect, such a short produce aspect where, did you think he thought he was going to die when he did at such a young age? Did you think Stephen, in the book of Acts, when he was filled with the Spirit and, everything was going and, fiery and preaching and praying and everything, did you think that, the week before he got stoned, he was like, you know what? I think this is, I think I'm coming up on the end of my life cycle. I'm coming up on the end of my seasonal aspect that, I got a week left. So, better make it count. So, none of us know the duration that we're going to have on this earth. None of us know how long it might take us to, produce fruits or vegetables. Some of us, it takes just a little bit of nurture and care, and boom, we pop up. It's our season. Some of us, it takes longer and more attention to detail, and it may seem like years go by and we're not really doing much, but God knows. He knows what kind of plant we are. He knows what what our seasons are. Our job is to be instant in and out of season, be constant, be faithful, to live like we're going to have decades and decades and decades to be in season and out of season, but to be as impactful as if we only had that 7 days, and we just have this one season to make an impact, to be produce. We have that one season, and then it's over. So I guess it's kind of a who are you? What are you? How are you living? Where are you living? And, what does God have in store for you? But what are you doing in your walk every day? Are you moving forward? Are you continuing forward? Are you being instant in the season, out of season? So that's it. You know, for me, obviously I'd love to be a fruit tree that lasts for years and years. But, if I have to go, I'll be a pepper plant. I'll burn coming in and going out. But either way, so that's it for the day. Are you a tomato or a tomato? What kind of fruit are you? And just keep going. All right, guys. This is Ray's Ridiculously Random Ramblings.